Hello everyone, this is Walking Problem. Breaking news, or at least it's breaking news to me. The first thing that I see the moment I wake up, so many messages from my friends. The Workers' Party has announced the resignation of Raeesah Khan. So let's read the statement. It's not very long. The Workers' Party would like to announce that Ms. Raeesah Khan has resigned from the party, which entails the resignation of her position as an MP. The Workers' Party's Central Executive Committee (CEC) met at 8 p.m. on 30 November, which is actually yesterday, to deliberate and decide on the recommendation of the disciplinary committee, which had been formed on the 2nd November to investigate Ms. Khan's admission in Parliament. So they formed on the 2nd. They haven't met yet. So yesterday was supposed to be the first time they meet about this. So but at 4:30 yesterday, Ms. Khan indicated to Mr. Singh, which is Pritam Singh, her intention to resign from the party. She then attended the CC meeting at 8 p.m. to convey in person her intention to resign. So the party will hold a press conference on Thursday, 2nd of December, which is tomorrow, to provide more information on this matter and would share its plans to ensure that the Sengkang residents, particularly in the Compassville ward, to continue to be cared for and represented. So what this means, this is rather important, which means that at the short term there is definitely no intention to do by-election, and or at least I assume. So anyway, this is a good development. I think this is a good day for Singapore. I think she really have no much choice left. Although she do have a rather big ego, of course. If not, she wouldn't dare to do what she have done. But staying within the Workers' Party is likely to sink the Workers' Party, and I think the Workers' Party is probably very relieved that Raeesah Khan actually resigned herself, so they themselves can avoid a lot of this very difficult situation, because if she don't resign, she'll be sacked. There's a highly likely scenario, because the whole of Singapore is watching. I think beyond Singapore, I think people in other countries actually also watching how Workers' Party will react. This will set the tone for Workers' Party for the next decades. So it's a good development. So the big question now is, would there be a by-election? The short answer is no, there won't be a by-election. This is the reason is because the PAP have sort of already abused the system of the GRC, where when one member of the GRC resigns or leave the party or die, they had not called a by-election ever for a GRC. They usually have the MP to take over, other MPs to take over the job, and you can see this in a few instances in the past. So this is Chu Wee Kiang. Chu Wee Kiang, I don't know what he looked like. So Chu Wee Kiang looks like this guy. Yep. So Chu Wee Kiang is a former politician from the PAP, elected as an MP in 3 elections. So he resigned from his MP position and PAP membership after being convicted for cheating. So he cheated and corrupted at the Table Tennis Association. Oh, that's so dumb. So so he was in which party was that? Which GRC? Jalan Besar. He was from the Jalan Besar GRC. So after the conviction, so blah 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 blah. He resigned here. Resigned in December 1999. He resigned his position for the MP after pleading guilty to cheating charges in court. So this is one instance. We have another instance. Ong Chik Chong. So this guy, So He was the member of parliament for Bukit Timah, and then after that Jurong GRC. So he died on July 2008, and when he died, he left the seat at the Bukit Timah GRC vacant. So the remaining MP of the GRC take care of his ward. So this is another instance. And the most famous instance is actually Halimah Yacob, our current president of Singapore. So when he decided to run, or at least he's being pushed to run for the presidency, her sudden resignation as a sole minority MP in Marsiling UT GRC sparked call for by-election. So because she represents the minority representation within the GRC system, which is essentially the reasoning for GRC system. If you do not know, the whole GRC system is created with the excuse that a minority will not be able to get elected on their own without a GRC system. So they feel that the GRC system, which forces all parties to have at least one minority candidate, will ensure the representation of a minority candidate in the parliament, which is nonsensical. But anyway, they pushed on with this concept, and of course created the myth of Chinese privilege. So so the PAP government refused to hold by-election, which then accumulated in a lawsuit by Wong Suk Yi. Then there was a hearing. So the reasoning, right? So to not read through all these things, the reasoning for not holding a by-election, so it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, logically speaking, because there must be some pitfall, right? For a GRC system, you elected as a group, and then one of them left. They are not the same group anymore, so there should be a by-election. However, when I was researching this, so this was like the third time I record this video, so because I read and I was like stuck. So like my own thinking and expectations was actually wrong. So now I tell you the reason why. It was because that this one is talking directly about the Halimah situation, where the risk of minority representation being diminished in this situation, and decided that the risk is an acceptable trade-off for preventing a member of GRC from otherwise being able to hold the rest of the member of the GRC to ransom. To accept this point would run blah blah blah. So so the reason I don't think it's just the minority MP, but any MP, because if a GRC system, any one member resigning would cause the entire GRC to go into a by-election, means that any one of these MP can be 3 out of the 3, or out of 4, or out of the 5, or out of the 6. They will have the power to hold the entire party to ransom. It's not just the GRC, but the entire party to ransom with just one person. So the ability, the removal of automatic by-election triggering with just one person resigning from a GRC will prevent such blackmailing from any members of parliament which sits within the GRC. I think that's a good system, but that's a good system within this bad system. I personally don't like the GRC system. I think GRC system prevented a true mandate for the individual MPs. You usually, especially how the PAP runs, they usually have a big wig, a very important person like a minister or 2 ministers to actually, hold up the entire GRC for 2 or 3 unknown people, or people who people might not actually vote in on their own merit. And this brings in a lot of backbenchers for the PAP. And I think that's a bad system. I think GRC should be eliminated. That's my personal opinion, and I feel that all seats should be run on the candidates' own merit. So anyway, so that being said, so the by-election will not be automatically called unless all of the MPs resign. So what would be, so Workers' Party now have to face this situation where you're going to continue to run the GRC, the Sengkang GRC, with a broken mandate in essence, because Raeesah Khan is part of the team that was elected, and then now one of them is gone. Do you really still want to run the entire GRC until the next general election with a damaged mandate? Or should Workers' Party just have all the MP resign, introduce a new candidate, and have a by-election so that they can renew their mandate? My opinion is that they should renew this mandate. They should all resign, get a new mandate from the Sengkang GRC citizens. I think this will actually help the Workers' Party to kind of like erase away this scandal and be able to have a renewed mandate, which then will bode well for the coming general election, which the next general election they will do very well. But to accept this lack of one MP and then not trigger a by-election, that will mean that they will hold this baggage all the way to the next general election, and they might actually lose the general election because the superstar gymnast team had not been performing up to standard, in my opinion, and with that we have the Raeesah Khan situation. So to do the brave thing, the courageous thing, to call for a by-election by the Workers' Party would actually increase the trust from the people, from the citizens, and of the people from Sengkang, and then people give them the respect to be able to make such a tough, difficult, but the right decision to allow the Sengkang people to be able to renew their pact with Workers' Party. However, of course, is rather dangerous. So since there is unlikely to be a automatic trigger of a by-election, but in the event that it's actually automatically triggered, that means Workers' Party have no choice. It's actually rather bad, because if you look at Yaw Shin Leong, Waokang, where he had his own scandal, he won at 64.8. When Peng Eng Huat go for the by-election, Workers' Party actually dropped 2%, 2 percentage point. 2 percentage point is actually quite a lot, because when you look at Sengkang GRC, they actually won only by 52.12%. So dropping 2% will go to 50.12. The number is actually rather small. So in the registered electors is 121.66. If you times 0.12% is 0.0012, it's only 144 votes. That means the election will be so close, super close. Should a GRC actually, when you lose a member, have an automatic trigger of a by-election, this will actually be very advantageous to the PAP. PAP, 144 votes, we have a lot of rejected votes. People may not turn out, and which means PAP might actually win it back. However, this is not the case. So it's now the ball is now in the hand of the Workers' Party. They will decide whether they want to renew this mandate. My personal feeling is that they should do the courageous thing and renew the mandate. If you don't, they're going to bring this baggage to the next general election, and it's not going to look very good. But that's my opinion. Of course, Workers' Party would want to keep keep this advantage that they have to have 2 GRCs in the parliament and not want to risk it, which is what the PAP has done previously to prevent a scandal to trigger a by-election as much as they can. This will be a difficult position for Workers' Party. Let's see what they're going to say tomorrow. But ultimately, Raeesah Khan resigning is the right thing to do for her, and it's the right thing for Singapore. Sorry to end with so low energy, because this is the third time I'm recording this. So usually I just record one time. Yeah, because I actually picked out these examples. So what happened is that the examples that I picked was Michael Palmer and another guy, which both of them is a scandal. Then I realized that they are not in GRCs, they are all in SMCs, and all their cases actually triggered by-election. So I was like, record halfway, I was like, oh, I have to re-record the whole thing again. So and then after that, my understanding of the reasoning for why they don't trigger the by-election was also wrong. So because I thought that it's an abuse of system, then I realized after reading more as I was trying to record the video, I realized that it's half. It's a half abuse of system, but also the other half of practical reasons. But I think that that's the flaw of the GRC system. I feel that we shouldn't have a GRC system. If we do not have a GRC system, everything is very clean. Raeesah Khan would not have been elected at the first place. Raeesah Khan is a symptom of the flaw of the GRC system, which is why if we do not have a GRC system, I don't think Raeesah Khan would have been elected, and we would not have all this drama. So the same goes for the PAP. PAP have a lot of backbencher candidates which actually don't really contribute much, other than the constituency don't work. So this is something that we should think about, and not sure we'll ever see the day of the dismantling or dissolution of the GRC system, but let's see what Workers' Party gonna say tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. Comment what you think. Especially if you like me to cover more on Singapore politics and or Singapore issues. You can also encourage me in the comments so that I know. If you just press the dislike button, unfortunately YouTube already removed the numbers from the dislike, because too many people dislike every single video of Joe Biden, which is why the dislike no longer show the number. So so you can press the dislike all you want. I will never tell you how many people dislike my videos. So I'll see you in the next video.